My name is Alan Carr. I'm the managing member and CEO of Drivetrain LLC, an independent fiduciary services firm. It is my honor to be presenting Lauren Krueger as one of this year's Her Justice honorees. I'd also like to congratulate Ray Schrock, another good friend, in sharing this evening with Lauren. Her Justice has once again made great choices in selecting their honorees. Lauren is someone I consider a good friend, and frankly one of my favorite people, personally and professionally. So I was honored when she asked me to make these introductory remarks. Thank you, Lauren. I also want to congratulate and thank Lauren's family, her husband Daniel, and their beautiful children Wyatt and Grace. We all know that without the support of our families, none of us can do what we do every day. So Daniel, Wyatt, and Grace, thank you. Tonight we also celebrate you. Lauren started in our business at Lazard in the restructuring practice. From there, she moved to the buy side of our business at D.E. Shaw and Esopus Creek. Then, in my selfish opinion, it got really interesting. In 2014, when Drivetrain was in its early stages, my partner, John Brecker, called me and said, "Someone named Lauren is coming into the office on Monday, and she's going to work with us." If you know John, it wouldn't surprise you to know that this call came without any discussion between the partners. So to be honest, I was kind of annoyed at the time. But again, if you know John, you know that he has great instincts, especially about people. Lauren came to us as we were still figuring out what Drivetrain was and frankly whether it would work. Fortunately, Lauren is a natural and immediately got what we were looking to achieve with our business. She has incredible instincts and seamlessly became part of our then very small team. Almost immediately, I saw that she was a self-starter and very talented. As everyone who knows Lauren can tell you, she can hold her own against anyone. She quickly became a lead on some of our largest assignments, including Doral Bank in Puerto Rico, as well as various boards for our clients. Her success, of course, led to any CEO's fear. Your best people being hired away. This time it was bittersweet. At the end of 2017, KKR asked Lauren to join their team as they were in the middle of acquiring a major credit platform. KKR is a client of ours. So while we were obviously disappointed to lose Lauren, it is satisfying when people you value move on to work for your clients. Today, I'm proud to watch Lauren continue to grow her career at KKR as a managing director leading their corporate governance across the U.S. private credit and special situation strategies. Lauren has been and continues to be a leader in our community and industry. Anyone who knows Lauren knows that she is very smart. Princeton, Columbia Business School, teaching at Columbia, etc. But as we also know, a top-notch education does not ensure career success. What really matters is what one does with the opportunities their education may afford them. Lauren is a great example of converting opportunity to success and differentiating oneself. Lauren is serious and focused. In fact, when she first joined Drivetrain, I wasn't sure whether she had a sense of humor. When I made what I thought was a witty comment in the office, I couldn't get Lauren to laugh. The best response I could get from Lauren for a long time was, "That's funny," said in a very serious tone. Then about 4 months into her tenure, I got home and told my wife Beth that I had a major breakthrough because I got an audible laugh out of Lauren for something I'd said. I was very proud of myself. In hindsight, I learned that Lauren actually has a great sense of humor. It is just that her intellect requires a level of humor that I'm rarely capable of. I also learned that I'm really not that clever. Plus, Lauren indulges Daniel's joy of RVing with the family in Texas most summers. And we both share an unnatural love for Buc-ee's, an amazing gas station convenience store in Texas. If you haven't been to a Buc-ee's, I can't explain to you why it is so special. Just visit one next time you pass one on the highway and thank us later. Serious and focused also describe Lauren at work. As I said earlier, Lauren has great instincts and gets to the heart of the issue when things may seem chaotic. She focuses in, picks her spots, and is direct. No one intimidates Lauren. She doesn't feel the need to speak for the sake of speaking during a meeting. Because of that, when she has a view, people listen. She also knows when she has the cards to play, and maybe when she doesn't. Her ability to be nimble and creative is what makes her so effective in the boardroom or on a creditor call. By the way, I suspect Lauren is not entirely comfortable about this award or my introduction. Accolades and attention are not her thing. Lauren just does. That's her thing. But she agreed to accept this honor because she believes, like all of us do, in empowering those trapped in difficult situations where their freedom and independence is impaired by their situation. Empowerment gives someone the opportunity to flourish. That is her justice. While education and family may have empowered Lauren with opportunity, Lauren seized on that and has flourished. Her justice gets women and their children out of situations where they may be overpowered, empowers them, and from that provides opportunity. So it is with true honor that I introduce my good friend Lauren Krueger, one of this year's Her Justice honorees. Lauren, thank you again for allowing me to embarrass you just a little. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alan. I appreciate the lovely introduction. There is a great saying which goes something like this: the only people with whom you should try to get even are those who have helped you. For me, Alan is one of those people. Shortly after I joined Drivetrain, Alan and I were meeting with investors to look to add board members into a deeply distressed company. The investors knew Alan from his impressive resume of board work, but I was meeting with them for the first time. The company had significantly underperformed expectations, was over-leveraged, had a recalcitrant CEO, and was under a very serious government investigation. We spent about an hour speaking to these investors, and it was clear that they were feeling the pressure and wanted board members who could handle the meaningful challenges. As we were wrapping up, Alan said very simply, "You should add Lauren to the board. She would do a great job." In that moment, Alan used his professional credibility and position to help me. Not only did this conversation lead to a very successful engagement for me, but it was also my first encounter with members of KKR Credit, with whom I work with today. We should all try to live by Alan's example, using our professional credibility and position to help others, particularly qualified women and people from historically underrepresented groups. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention John Brecker. Without him, I would have never been at Drivetrain in the first place. Thank you, John. I would like to thank Amy Barish and the board of Her Justice for this honor. It is humbling to be put into the company of Ray Schrock, my impressive co-honoree, and the esteemed list of past honorees. As I have said many times over the last few months, Her Justice is an easy organization to support. As I worked more closely with the Her Justice team to make this event a success, I've learned so much about the value of their work and the resilience of their clients. While the past year has been incredibly difficult on all of us, Her Justice clients, this year 6,900 women and their families, were hit particularly hard. These are women living in poverty in New York City, 90% of whom are women of color, and 80% of whom are survivors of intimate partner violence. Many lost or had to leave their jobs. Many served as essential workers while juggling childcare and schooling for their families without any support. And here is my favorite fact about Her Justice. For every $1 donated, Her Justice delivers approximately $8 of legal services directly to clients at no cost to them. This is in large part due to the small but mighty legal team at Her Justice and the private sector pro bono attorneys from many of the firms supporting us tonight. I am grateful to be joined tonight by family, friends, and colleagues. I have the privilege to work at KKR with a team of colleagues that I like, learn from, and respect. Tonight, I'd like to specifically thank Dan Peterzak, Jenny Box, and Kevin O'Neill for their help in making tonight a success. I'm proud to say that their hard work, along with that of our other event co-chairs, allowed us to surpass our original goal of $2 million early on and set our sights even higher. The funds we're raising tonight will allow Her Justice to continue its important work and return to pre-COVID staffing levels so that it can serve the community at full capacity. Amazing. I have been fortunate to always have tremendous support from my family. I want to start by thanking my parents who are watching tonight for creating a loving home for my sister and me and always emphasizing foundational values, the importance of family, faith, education, and hard work. I'd also like to thank my two wonderful children, Wyatt and Grace, and my husband, Daniel. Wyatt and Grace have afforded me my most important and favorite job title, Mom. Their joy is a gift, and I am so very proud of the kind people that they are becoming. Finally, I want to thank my husband, Daniel. He was a co-chair for tonight's event and worked hard to raise contributions. There is not a day that goes by that I am not thankful for some combination of his intelligence, kindness, equanimity, and humor. He is a terrific partner and the bedrock for our family. I am truly blessed. In conclusion, I want to thank Her Justice again for this amazing honor and everyone who contributed in big and small ways to make this benefit a tremendous success.
Hello, everybody. I am Paul Basta. I am a partner in the restructuring department at Paul Weiss. I am so honored today to introduce my trusted colleague, former partner, and close personal friend, Ray Schrock, as a 2021 Her Justice Benefit Honoree. Lauren, I also want to congratulate you on this incredible achievement. Ray is very lucky to be able to share this award with someone so widely respected in the industry for your ability to nimbly manage our contentious restructuring cases. As a board member of Her Justice, I would also like to thank Weil for their 20 years of support for Her Justice. This year, Weil stepped up as a leader at the diamond level for Ray, and we very, very much appreciate the support. So what to say about Ray? We all know about his professional achievements. He leads Weil's thriving debtor practice, helping Weil win debtor mandate after debtor mandate. Ray has led some of the most complex restructurings of the last 20 years, including Sears, J. Crew, ResCap, A&P Supermarkets, and many others. But what makes Ray a most deserving honoree of Her Justice is the way he practices law and conducts himself. Henry Miller, the legendary banker who co-founded Miller Buckfire, once gave me a great line. He said there are only two kinds of people in our industry, those that are happy to be provided the opportunity to succeed and those that think they deserve it. Ray is of the first category. He realizes he is lucky to have an opportunity to prove himself. He is down to earth, straightforward. He does not take himself too seriously. He is honest and direct, and he never puts on airs. One of my favorite Ray stories is when he was a young partner at Kirkland. We were on the phone over a holiday, and I said, "Where are you?" He said, "I am at the Wisconsin Dells taking my family to a water park." I thought, this is great. Every other Kirkland partner is in Cabo or the Rocky Mountains, and Ray goes to the Wisconsin Dells. Ray's humility comes from his humble background. Nobody gave Ray anything. Ray was adopted and grew up in California and then in Western Michigan. He worked his way through Western Michigan University and then joined ROTC to serve his country and further defray the cost of college. After a year of active service and receipt of his officer commission, Ray attended Chicago-Kent School of Law on a scholarship where he graduated at the top of his class. He joined Jones Day as an associate, where he worked closely with our close mutual friend, Rick Sierri, and then joined Kirkland with Rick. Ray's meteoric rise in the profession, above all else, can be attributed to his incredible work ethic and his will to succeed. Whenever Ray and I would run into a pickle on a case together, Ray would say, "Don't bet against me, Basta," and how true. Anybody who's bet against Ray has made a really bad bet. And while work is important, nothing is more important to Ray than his family. Every conversation with Ray starts and ends with his wife Ann and his children Matt and Grace. Ann's love of dogs, Matt's efforts on the track team in his quest to be a pilot, and Grace's complete obsession with horses. Congratulations to the Schrock family. Ray would not receive this award were it not for your support. You should all be proud of Ray. He has made it against all odds.
Thanks, Paul. I'm humbled and honored to have you here with me today, and I still love the Wisconsin Dells. I'd first like to congratulate Lauren on being honored today. As many of us know, she's a great and extremely talented senior principal at KKR. I'm grateful to get to know her outside of a deal setting, and Her Justice is lucky to have her supporting this great cause. And what a great and very important cause this is. As many of you know, Her Justice provides critical legal services that are sorely needed and often overlooked in New York City to women in impoverished families, especially during these very difficult times as we struggle through a global pandemic, wrapped up in our own lives, living and working at home for many of us, sorting through our own issues. It can be easy to forget about the suffering of so many women and families that Her Justice serves. The clients of Her Justice, 100% of whom are in poverty, have suffered disproportionately over the last year. Her Justice clients are often abused and frightened women. They need our help to get back on their feet. And Her Justice does that day after day, one client at a time. The family law legal system was not built for a pandemic. It was shut down for months and is extremely backlogged. Many women are no doubt suffering due to their inability or lack of knowledge regarding how to protect themselves and their families. And the legal system can be confusing enough, but given all that is happening in the world and in our city right now, you can easily see why Her Justice is so critical and provides much needed assistance where there is a gap. Simply, they are there to help when others cannot or will not. Now, thanks to your generous support, we can ensure that Her Justice is able to continue providing those services and get the help where it is needed most. The restructuring community that supports this benefit and that many of us are lucky enough to be part of has come through again. Thanks to you, Her Justice was able to raise a record amount of money. To all of the organizations and individuals that supported this cause, thank you. It's a privilege just to be part of this community, but as I've learned and seen year after year, this community's generosity is one of its many strong attributes. As for me, if you would have told me growing up as a working class kid that I would be here among so many awesome professionals and principals as a lawyer and co-chair of the most storied restructuring department in the world for a multinational law firm, I would have never believed you. Growing up in California and Michigan, the first in my family to go to college, I am truly a long way home. But as an aside, I love that about New York. Many of us are far away from home. Many people are from different backgrounds, places, each with their own story about how they arrived here. And one of the best qualities about this place many of us call home is the way that New York welcomes everyone and it values results, hard work, and effort, regardless of your background. And I've had help along the way. No one goes it alone. From my wife, Ann, who has been my rock and biggest supporter, my kids, Grace and Matt, who are the best things to ever happen to Ann and me, to my dad, who taught me many things, including the value of hard work, to my mom, who has always supported me, pushed me, and made me believe that I can accomplish any goal with planning, determination, and effort, to my mentors who saw something in me worth developing, devoted time to me and helped me when it would be easy to do something else. These mentors, including my good friends like Rick Sierra, who believed in me, trained me, and taught me how to be a great restructuring lawyer, and so many other things. And Paul Basta, who taught me much about excellence as a lawyer, preparing for court, and what it takes to develop clients, among so many other things. My athletic coaches, my commanding officers, they've all helped. And I've had luck as well. From the time I was a young summer associate at Jones Day, where I met Tim Pohl and David Kurtz, and they convinced me that I should become a restructuring lawyer, that it was the best job you could have. They gave me my first assignment as a lawyer. And I know for the record that even though both of them left the law to become investment bankers, they were right. It's a great job. I've had partners who have taught me that the single best compliment someone could give you as an attorney was that you were a good lawyer, that you pursue excellence for your clients with integrity, and you never ever give up. My life experiences have taught me not to forget where I'm from and how fortunate I am to be doing what I do. It's an honor and a privilege to do this job every day, to work among you, and I don't ever take it for granted. So if anyone is still watching this other than my mother, I will make this request to the restructuring leaders out there. Rededicate yourself to being there for a colleague. It matters, especially now. Young and seasoned professionals alike need you now more than ever. Hunt for the diamonds in the rough. They are out there. Take the time to really get to know them and let them watch you work and teach them. As I often say, it all counts. Finally, to the co-chairs that agreed to help us raise money for this event, thank you. I know you were all busy, but it means a lot to me that you took the time to do this and you really came through. To my partners at Weil and the entire restructuring department, thank you. You're the best. To my former partners, including Ryan Dahl, Paul Basta, and my former partners at K&E, as well as my many friends and colleagues in this business, thank you for supporting this great cause and for doing so with me. To the people at Her Justice, thank you for being such a pleasure to work with, and thanks for keeping us all on task. This is really about you and the people you serve. I look forward to seeing all of you in person again very soon. I believe that better days are ahead for all of us. I wish you and your families the very best. Thank you.
Wow, what beautiful remarks from our honorees. Thank you, Lauren and Ray, for all you've done to make this night such a huge success. And Steve, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Amy. I'm really happy to be here, and this has really been a great night.
It really has. And I have to say, working with you and the rest of the board since I joined Her Justice about 6 years ago has been such a pleasure for me. But over the past year in particular, it's been so inspiring to see what we've all been able to accomplish together.
Amy, I completely agree. The benefit has always brought together a lot of people supporting Her Justice. But what's happened this year, the number of new supporters who have joined us is really incredible. So many are now more aware of social and economic disparities, including myself. In fact, and I hate to admit it, my involvement with Her Justice is what gives me a bit of street cred with my 25-year-old daughter.
That's great. Well, whatever we can do.
Really, injustices that have existed for years are now firmly in the public dialogue. They have been brought to the surface for all of us to see. Entire groups of people don't have access to resources or are disregarded, how existing systems uphold old prejudices, and how much work needs to be done to modernize the system. And once we see what we have been blind to, we can't unsee it. In my mind, what was once nice to do is now something we really need to do. And that's exactly what's happening now.
Wow. Thank you for that, Steve. It's really true. We've met so many folks who feel newly committed to social justice and have stepped forward for us this year. And many of our longtime supporters were inspired to stretch a little bit and did more than they've done in years past, including PJT. You and your partners really came through for us this year. We can't thank you enough for your leadership and your commitment, Steve.
Amy, we're happy to do it. Over the past year, we really saw the need and the opportunity to make an impact. And if we can inspire others to do the same, that really is the best possible outcome.
Well, you have most certainly done that.
But I don't think we're done yet, Amy. I think there's still time to donate and still time to bid on the beautiful photography in this year's auction.
Absolutely. The auction is still open. It closes at 10 p.m. tonight. I see there are some active bidding wars going on, so get in there while you can.
And I will certainly be doing that myself. Amy, let's raise our glasses, a toast to you, your team, all the supporters and volunteers, both old and new, and of course, the resilient women we serve every day.
Thank you so much, Steve. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to that, Amy and Steve. On behalf of the Her Justice Board of Directors, I want to thank Amy Barish, Devin Proven, and all of the members of the Her Justice staff who have made this evening so successful. And to all of you who serve as our foundation as we build a stronger community by bringing justice and equity to women in need and their children. We thank you for supporting Her Justice.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting Her Justice.
Thank you for insisting on a better justice system.
Thank you for shifting the power.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting Her Justice.
Thank you for making our community stronger.
Thank you.
Thank you for shifting the power.
Thank you for insisting on a better justice system.
Thank you.
Thank you for making our community stronger.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. you.